The Borla S-Type is a perennial fan favorite and would be an excellent choice for all 2015 through 2020 3.5 liter EcoBoost owners out there who want a decent amount of bark, along with a premium system in regards to both fitment and materials. Now, in typical Borla fashion, the S-Type is going to deliver that stellar build quality along with your premium 304 grade stainless steel throughout, split rear exit configuration, and the black tips, all for right around the $1,400 price point. Bolt-on install will get a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and take a couple of hours or so to complete from start to finish, as we'll demonstrate later in the video. So as I briefly mentioned at the top of the video, the S-Type is not only a fan favorite here on the site, but also a personal favorite of mine as well. Now, I feel it just delivers the right amount of volume while at the same time maintaining a deeper tone overall when compared to similarly priced systems, even on the EcoBoost platform. Now, on the topic of volume, what do you say we whip out our highly scientific Wake the Neighbor scale? And honestly, guys, the S-Type is going to produce a healthy amount of bark or volume overall, but again, it's not outrageous by any stretch. So therefore, I'm gonna go soft 4 out of 5 here on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. There will be louder systems out there, but this thing is certainly no slouch. Now, along with that killer tone on the outside, prospective buyers can look forward to a surprisingly quiet experience inside the truck with no drone whatsoever. Now, if for whatever reason you weren't a huge fan of the S-Type's volume level or tone, but you really dig the Borla name and the corresponding quality, well, you could always check out Borla's Touring system, which is kind of their entry system in regards to volume, gonna be very mild overall. Or if you want all the volume and you want to peg that Wake the Neighbor scale, well, then you have to check out the Attack instead, which is Borla's Screamer system. So now that you know the few different flavors of Borla exhaust, what do you say we get into this system specifically here and shaping the sound of the S-Type catback? You are going to have the S-Type muffler working in conjunction with the included S-Type mid-pipe resonator. Now that's going to do a great job of keeping volume up, but keeping that rasp level down. And again, that is a biggie for me personally. I like the deeper sounding systems, especially when we're talking about the EcoBoost platform. But with the sound pretty much covered up, what do we say we get into the build and construction here? And listen, guys, you can look forward to premium materials, stellar build quality, and a perfect fit, which is something you're certainly going to appreciate when it comes time to bolt everything up. Now, going further into the construction of the Borla, again, you are going to find what they call their 3-inch primary pipe that's going to go through the resonator into the S-Type muffler, and then at that point, things do step down into twin 2 1/4 inch pipes, all mandrel bent, and then finally, everything's going to exit out the black chrome tips here, really sharp, 4 inches slash cut, and they are embossed with that Borla logo. Now, this particular system again does feature that popular dual split rear exit configuration, which I think looks right at home on a big truck like the F-150, but they do have a few different configuration options as well, which you could also check out on the site. But what do you say we shift gears, show you what it takes to get this thing installed on your EcoBoost truck at home. And again, there is a little bit of work here involved, nothing too crazy. Honestly, I think the hardest part of the equation is going to get that factory system off. But to give you a better idea of how it will go down, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown right now.
Tools for this install: a pneumatic impact, a regular impact, a 24mm socket, 22mm socket, 15mm socket, a 13mm socket, PB blaster, an electric ratchet, an exhaust hanger removal tool, and a breaker bar. First, we're going to show you a clip on how to remove your factory exhaust, and then I'll be back to show you how to get to your new one placed on.
So first things first, we got to get rid of our factory catback, and we're going to start by lubricating all of the hangers. And then there's 2 13mm bolts on this flange here that we're going to undo as well. That will allow us to push the whole exhaust back and drop it in one big piece. If you are working on the ground, you might have to loosen that clamp right there or bring out the saw to cut this into a couple pieces. But again, since we're on the lift, we're going to take it out in one big piece.
Now that you have your stock exhaust removed, grab your new resonator and a pole jack to help support your resonator so we can get that in the stock location. And then we're gonna hand tighten our stock hardware onto the flange. Taking a kit provided clamp, grab your front pipe connector and place it into the rear hanger and onto your resonator. Taking another kit provided clamp, place that on the singular inlet on your muffler and get your muffler over your rear axle and into the top hanger. And connect your muffler to your front pipe. Now taking your 24mm socket, get that on the inside of the spring leaf bolt, and a 22mm socket on the outside. And we're just gonna loosen that bolt up so we can place our exhaust hanger in between. And with your spring leaf bolt loosened up, we can place our exhaust hanger there. Now we're not going to tighten this bolt back down until the weight of the truck is on the ground. Now we can repeat those steps on the driver's side. Grab your isolator and place that onto your exhaust hanger. Now grabbing a kit provided clamp, place that onto your tailpipe, connect it to your muffler over axle pipes, and place them into the isolator. Taking another kit provided clamp, place that onto your crossover pipe that goes in front of your spare tire, and place that onto your muffler piping. Place your isolator onto your driver's side hanger. Now take your driver's side tailpipe, another kit provided clamp, and place that onto your crossover pipe. And into the isolator. And now we can tighten down all our clamps. Now grabbing our 15mm socket, all our clamps are going to use this and tighten them up. Now taking the kit provided heat wrap, make sure to protect your brake lines as well as wiring right in front of the crossover pipe. And taking your 13mm socket, tighten up your flange bolts. Now that we have our truck on its own weight, we're gonna go ahead and tighten down our spring leaf bolt. If you did do the work on the ground, don't worry about being on its own weight, it's already there. Just tighten up your bolt. Again, taking your 24mm socket on the inside nut and your 22mm on the outside bolt, tighten down that spring leaf bolt. And repeat those steps on the other side. And that's gonna wrap it up for our review and install of the Borla S-Type dual exhaust system with black chrome tips fitting your 15 to 23.5 EcoBoost F-150, excluding the Raptor and the 19 N20 Limited. For all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.